He went to the office every day, and I didn't realise the office was MI5. When I was a teenager, I had to put what was my father's occupation. You had to put he was a civil servant with the Ministry of Defence. While they were in Singapore, he was offered the opportunity to come back as the Defence Security Officer in 1950. It was kind of public knowledge that he was the Defence Security Officer. I didn't know what that meant, except he was looking after the Queen for the Queen's visit in 1954. It was the thing, you didn't talk about what you did in the war. They were very dedicated to their work, but also they loved Gibraltar. The mid-1980s, when Nigel West wrote a history of the MI5, by that time my father unfortunately had died, but my mother said, have a look at this chapter, that's what we were doing. About 20 years ago, we had a message from MI5 to say that Daddy's history of the war in Gibraltar was going to be deposited in the National Archives in Kew. And did we want to read it before it went public? So my sister and I went to MI5 and we're just opening this, and they said to us, this is amazing, it's going to be very interesting because it is just written in such an exciting style and it's got lots of photographs in. And we thought, yes, some of these photographs are in our family album as well. In his history, of course, he makes a lot about the Queen of Hearts. Amazingly, I have spoken to the Queen of Hearts' daughter, Liana. Her mother actually was a double agent to begin with, but decided that she didn't like what the Germans were doing in the war, and so she decided to help the Brits, and that's how she came in. Daddy did he did English and languages at university in London. So Spanish was just, a small thing, but maybe he knew more Spanish than anybody else. I don't think he knew what he was going to be doing, but he was spotted to be put into the intelligence corps. Then a group of them were sent over as a field security section. His Spanish was a bit of use then, and being here for a while, his Spanish improved. They were in charge of the frontier checks of people coming in and out, and they also used to go around Gibraltar listening to the troops to see if anybody was, loose talk and all that. My father had two particular colleagues, Billy Bullman and Luis Bush, who did have very good Spanish, and they used to go into Spain in civilian clothes, persuading people in La Linea and roundabout who might have been supporting the enemy, hiding bits of bombs that were then going to be brought into Gibraltar. And so their work was either to remove the bombs before they could do any damage, or else if they took a bomb in from someone, in order for that person to continue to carry on as a double agent, as it were, they would arrange for a fake explosion so that they could report, okay, we did it, the bomb went off. 85 or 90% of the attempts were foiled because of their work. My father was quiet about his work. After he died, Mummy was proud to tell people that he got the MBE in the war and that he got the MVO, which is for personal services to the monarch, and that was for looking after the Queen and the Queen's visit. I think it's quite romantic. I mean, it's typical that a boss marries his secretary, but I don't think it was like that at all. Mummy said they had to be very discreet because one of the women from the office was sent back to London because she was not discreet in a relationship. They were quiet about it and they didn't actually announce their engagement probably till towards the end of the war, and no point in being sent back at that point. We always thought Well, you know, they had a very lucky war, a very happy war. There weren't even many bomb attacks here or anything with it. But, I mean, you wouldn't know that at the time. You wouldn't know what was going to be happening. Expecting an invasion, well, anything could have happened. So they were married here in Holy Trinity in August 1945. Her diary of that time, after she died, I put in the Gibraltar Heritage Journal because it's a very personal thing. And we went here, we saw, and then Daddy had to be called back all the time for some emergency or other, you know. The last thing I remember really is standing outside the tower in the dockyard. Daddy had been invited on board the Britannia, and when he came back, he had got the MVO medal and portraits of the Queen and Prince Philip, which, you know, is normal. That's what people came down out of the Britannia with. But so my mother was very proud of him, yes.